Hello and welcome back. I see we got Mary Flannery and Last Chance in already. Hope everybody's doing good. A little bit of info on me. I landed a job working night, so I'm actually just kind of waking up. Hey, breaking the fourth wall. How you doing? But yeah, I've got some interesting stuff, and I want to kind of go over Maxine Waters, Biden and all them stepping in on that trial that just happened. To me, I'll go through that. That cop who was a hero in Point Blank, I've watched the video a few times, and I'll go over with what I see with that. But the first thing I want to do is, did you guys know that your mail provider, which could be possibly the USPS, United States Postal Service, is flagging? Hey, Brian Graham, how you doing? Is flagging Twitter posts and everything else and sending them to the FBI. So now, not only that, the Postal Service, your mail delivery service, is being like spying on Americans for the FBI. That one there, I can't remember, it was their boyfriend was tagged in a tweet. Well, the tweet got flagged and sent to the FBI, and the FBI showed up to the dude's house and started questioning him because his name was tagged in a tweet. Well, come to find out, it was the fucking USPS. The post office is now being a spy for the United States government, the FBI. You guys, that's why I put in this, that their agenda, it's like right in plain sight right now. So now the other thing you got to ask yourself is, okay, what's the post office have to do with big tech? Why are they flagging material that they feel needs to go to the FBI? And you guys, this is the entity that it has nothing to do with the government, but yet they're in charge of all the mail that goes to your house. They see everything, the connections and everything. So I'm thinking, if you're going to send a letter to someone, don't put a return address. And it's showing that the arm of the spying on Americans is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, especially for the entity like the post office. And they claim it is not part of the federal government, but yet they're literally spying on Americans. But yeah, that's something. I wish I had the articles, you guys. I don't know, Brian. I don't think the federal government purchased the post office, but I do know that they were talking about sending them money to bail them out again, because with everybody having email addresses and everything else, the post office isn't making the money like they used to. Now they are the FBDI, Federal Bureau of Exactly. And another thing that gets me is how many other entities, and that's what we'll call them, because they have nothing to do with the actual federal government itself. So how many other entities are watching us and literally flagging like YouTube videos, tweets, and everything else to go to the federal government? So that's just something to watch out for. Like I was starting to say, I actually on my phone have the news articles for some of the stuff I want to cover, but my time died on my phone. I just landed this new job, so hopefully within a week or so, I'll be able to get my phone back up going. Hopefully. If not, it's going to be a few weeks because I get paid every other week. But that's besides the point. Now, on with Biden. Supposed to be the most powerful man in America. Well, we all know about he was doing that live stream or whatever you want to call it because he didn't have anybody really in there with him. And he asked, do you want me to take questions? I don't know, Nancy. What do you want me to do? Well, somehow, and I was able to see it, her response made it out. Somebody leaked it. And it was, no, we do not want him to talk. Yes, I did. His live stream. But yeah, Nancy's answer to that was, no, we don't want him to talk. We don't want him to speak. And they literally shut the conference down. They shut the feed to it. Well, that was a few weeks ago or so. But the video of her response made it out. And I was just lucky enough that I saw it. I haven't been able to find it again on YouTube. So I think they kind of took that down, which tells me right there, Biden, which it's more evidence towards Biden is not the one who's really in control. Okay. I knew somebody sent it to me because that's not really the kind of stuff I look for, but anyways, while we're on him, I just wanted everybody to know about that. And him coming out, actually, Mary, I don't think it's the House. I think it is a group, not the house, the whole House. It is just a select group who are being his puppeteers and but now with him coming out and saying that Chauvin had to be found guilty and blah, blah, this and that before the jury deliberated. And then Maxine Waters coming out and saying, we need to hit the streets harder. We need to push back harder. We need, everything she said in that speech. And then you had BLM itself coming out and saying, we will not accept anything less than guilty on all charges. If we don't get guilty on charges, there'll be more riots, more protesting. Expect to see cities to burn. Well, you guys, in my honest opinion, and if I was one on trial, I would be calling for a mistrial right fucking there, because the jurors and one of the ones that was like considered the alternate, but they're in with the jury, but they don't vote unless they actually are needed to, and somebody has to step out. Came forward and said that the jurors were scared for their lives. They were scared that if they made the wrong verdict, what would happen. So wouldn't that be tampering with the jury? It don't matter anything. You turn on the news, it was there. Anything. I mean, yeah, I know. I saw that, and that's when she made her speech. But to me, that was completely grounds for a mistrial. And the judge did say that is your grounds for appeal. He wouldn't go against what was going on at that point, but he did say that was his grounds for appeal, which makes me think, yes, witness and jury intimidation, which makes me think that the judge didn't want his name to be put on the marker. Yeah, treason. And that's and Maxine Waters has been known for that. I mean, back in the riots in the 90s, she was a voice that was speaking up saying we need to march on the streets. We need to make our voices heard. And anyone, I don't care who you are, that says looting, rioting, burning buildings, destruction of property, murder is a way to have your voices heard. No, it's not. Look what happened in DC when the fence went up. Which brings me to another point. Why, if one group marched and now, oh yes, they're using facial recognition, and they have an arrest through what happened on that day, through an Instagram photo, and facial recognition. So they literally, the FBI must be sitting there and using their facial recognition on social platforms and everything. Yeah, actually, she has the face of someone who crashed a car into the ugly tree and slammed face first into it. All right, Mary, thank you. Be safe. But yeah, so now we have all this coming. And like I said, part of this is the plan is in plain sight. I mean, there's no way to deny what's going on. So we have the jury tampering. And to be honest with you, that's what I see from it. She is the ugly tree. That's exactly what I see from that. Biden had no rights to speak up. The minute BLM literally threatened to burn cities down again, to do the riots, to do the looting, which, you know, and that's the thing that gets me is the looting. Okay, this one store has been hit 3 times, cleaned out. You think they're going to be able to make a comeback again? And they use it's okay, they have insurance to cover it. No, man, that's only going to cover it for so long. And then you're going to have insurance companies saying, you know what, we can't cover this stuff anymore because now the insurance companies are losing money. The businesses are losing money. The areas that these businesses are in are losing money. The employees, they're losing money. So to have for them to come out and say that this is all to have the voices heard is absolute bullshit. Okay. Yes, and that's something else I'm going to get to. So to me, that's all wrong. And then you have all these people who are making remarks, messing with things, literally changing a story to make it fit their narrative. It's wrong. Okay, like with what just happened to that poor girl who you know, and what gets me is the name of the one that was shot down, not really shot down, shot by the police officer to save somebody's life, which is part of what they have to do. You know, they're not only there and trying to protect their own life, they are there to protect the public's life. And within 9 seconds of him getting out of his car, he sees a knife-wielding girl pin another girl against a car and go to stab her. Yeah, see, and I would say the name. I know the name, but I'm not going to say the name because I'm not going to make her a martyr for someone trying to commit murder. No. And what gets me is, yes, it was Brian. What gets me is, okay, he had to shoot someone, which I'm telling you now, that's probably not the best feeling in the world, knowing that you're there to protect public and have to take a life to save a life. But it is a decision. It's a choice that he had to make. In that instance, shoot her in the leg. Okay, I'll shoot her in the leg. She finishes going through with her stab. Taser her. Okay, I'll taser her. She'll finish going through the stab. He literally, in my honest opinion, he did the only thing that made sense. Now, in the video, you also see this grown-ass man kicking a girl in the head who's on the ground. Well, I hope he got arrested and he is charged. Yeah. Exactly, breaking the fourth wall. But anyways, with that, it was the right decision. And then you have people like that basketball player who, I don't give a shit about basketball. I don't give a fuck how important you think your name is. Okay, and for him to call himself the king, I'm sorry, you're not a fucking king. This is not a monarchy. You are nothing more than, and this is my honest opinion, a fucking thug. Calling to have a cop who is doing his only choice to and putting up a tweet saying you're next. Well, now if me or anybody else puts up a tweet saying that about somebody, you know damn well Twitter's going to take it down. Instead, they left this fucker's tweet up there. He had to take it down himself. Okay? And to me, that's absolutely wrong. For one, he should be taken out of the fucking NBA. Does he care about whether cops are around for everybody else or not? No, because you know damn well he's got his own security force. You know damn well that he's got his own private security at his house probably. He's probably got fucking cameras everywhere, sensors, anything to set off an alarm and to fucking do a silent alarm at some security firm. So he don't care if the police are there for everybody else. And, sitting here and I watch some of the news on TV because I kind of try to see how they spin a story. Well, when you're watching a video and you see the knife, you see the girl pinned against the car, which is what gets me is she's known as the girl in pink. Her name has no, I'm sorry. Don't just call her the girl in pink. That is a complete disgrace. But now, while I'm watching the news on the TV, it's, she might have had a knife. She dropped the knife before he shot. No, she had a knife. It was in plain sight. She come running around and pinned her against the car. All right. She was not only wielding the knife, she was thrusting the knife towards what looked like either the girl's throat or the chest. Warranted shooting. Now, did you guys know that approximately around the same time, there was another 13 or 14-year-old girl stabbed another 13 or 14-year-old girl in the same area at around the same time? You didn't hear about that on the news. The only one you heard about was this one because it pushes their agenda to defund the police, to take the police out of the system. You guys, just, one bad egg doesn't make every egg bad. One bad cop doesn't make every cop bad. You don't hear about these cops who dive into freezing water to save kids. The cops, like with a firefighter, okay? You don't really hear about firefighters who run into a building to save a life. But if a firefighter did something wrong, you know damn well it'd be all over the news. But the ones who are there every day, they go into work every day because they love their job. They love being there to help to protect people. You don't hear about them ones. You only hear about the bad. Well, I'm sorry that, the good needs to come out of it too, so people can see this good side of what these people are doing for work. They literally, every time they put that badge on and they go out to do their job, they are putting their lives on the line. We had that one police officer who was fatally shot in an ambush. You didn't hear much about that. That officer who pulled during a traffic stop, it ended up being a major drug dealer that he pulled over, and he got shot while doing a traffic stop. So for these fucking idiots in Washington, D.C., who all have their private security, they have, you know damn well that they've got armed security guards around them, are calling to defund the police, abolish the police, and all this. It's wrong. Go through and do more training. If the training is outdated, update the training. Okay? And let's see, I think it was someplace overseas. It was either England or something like that. Years ago, they did what America is talking about doing. Well, exactly. If exactly breaking the fourth wall. That is 100% true. But they already took, and one out of so many officers has a weapon. And they're considered the crisis something response team. Other than that, you have officers with sticks. You have people show up and try to talk someone down from committing a crime. Well, and they found that it's not working. So more and more and more officers over there are starting to carry guns now. And that's what they want to do here in America. One out of 4, 1 out of 5, 1 out of 6, whatever the number will be, carry a gun. If there's a call about domestic violence, if there's a call about armed robbery, if there's a call about this, they're the ones who's supposed to show up. But they're going to be the only ones who are allowed to carry the guns. Okay. Now, if you have a police department that only has 3 or 4 of these chosen individuals that can carry the gun, and they're all on a scene, and then you get a situation, but every cop that carries a gun is on a scene already, dealing with something already, that person who is out there in the public is getting away with it. Because no way are you going to have someone sit there and go, oh, please stop. Cut it out. Can we talk you? Can we talk you from being mad? Can we make you a happy person right now? And then you have the cops standing back with their little billy clubs going, oh, we're gonna come in and we're gonna beat you to death. It ain't gonna work. No way. I don't see any way possible. That's exactly why you don't hear about that anymore. And that's what I'm talking about right now. Okay, the suspect would literally kill the counselors. These counselors would be being sent in, would be being sent into harm's way. And anybody who would be willing to sign up for that job, knowing that the one officer or the 2 officers that might be allowed to carry a gun at that point in time will not be on the scene because they're someplace else dealing with something else. It's just absolute fucking horse twacky. So this is why I said their whole thing, it's right out in the wide open, and they're being manipulative with what they do. And mainstream media is in their back pockets. Okay. Now, when it comes to the anteaters, Antifa, and BLM. Okay, right now they're being allowed to rain down and do whatever they want because it is helping the agenda move forward. It is helping them be able to do what the people in Washington, D.C. who but yeah, and it's helping them to be able to push their agenda and everything. But now here's the thing. What happens if they do abolish the police? What happens when these two groups decide that, hey, you know what? We can go after the Democrats. And the lawlessness just carries on and spills over into Washington, D.C. And these two groups decide, hey, now's our chance. The Democrats ain't going to be safe. Nobody will be safe. Take a small group, give them the power that these groups have been being given. They're going to, just like in Washington, D.C., which is why there needs to be term limits. Somebody who gets the power like that becomes power hungry. They want more. They want more control. They want more voice. They want more of this. They want more of that. All that they're doing is creating a beast. They're creating a beast that will turn on them. That's what I'm talking about. This is what's going to happen. They are going to come back on them. They don't care. They're just being used to push the agenda right now, to push the narrative. And this is why if the Democrats do away with the filibuster, we're all screwed. The number of gun bills that are coming through right now that it's being stopped because of the filibuster, the number of bills that are being stopped because of the filibuster, and it's odd because the Democrats, when the Republicans had control of everything, the House of Representatives and the Democrats had control of the Senate, they used that filibuster like it was a fucking wet piece of candy in their mouth. They didn't care. If they didn't like the idea of what was coming through, they used the filibuster to block it. It's actually, if they do away with it, that means it can come down to the 50-50 vote. We have Kamala Harris, who hasn't been seen at the border since she's been given control of the border in over 30 days. And then she has all these excuses that she's not going down and talking to the people in Guatemala. Oh, I was on the phone with them. Well, you know what? Give me a call. I'll sit here and fucking blow hot air through the phone into your fucking ear all day long. You'll never see my facial expression. You'll never see that, hey, I'm sitting here fucking laughing while I'm telling you this over the phone. And this is exactly what's going on right now, is these people care more about what they want to push than Kamala Harris ass. But these people are more concerned about getting what they want through than they are about keeping this country afloat. They're letting this country sink. They're going to be pushing the jobs away. They're going to be doing everything that's in their power. And in some cases, they may not realize what they're doing. But right now, small businesses can't get people to come to work for them because these people are sitting back at home, which is something I brought up on my old channel when I talked about it. That extra $300 a week or whatever it is now. But back then it was extra $600 a week. Okay, Florida is making a move to go from $285 a week maximum for unemployment to $385 a week, an extra $100. Now at $385 plus an extra $300, that's $685 a week. Bring home through the federal government, through the pandemic. Now think about when it was a $600 a week extra on unemployment. You're bringing home $385, $425, whatever it is, add an extra $600 to that. You're talking $1,000 a week, $4,000 a month to sit your ass at home and not work. Are you going to go out and look for work? Fuck no. Are you going to go back to work if your boss calls you? Hell no. Not if you were only bringing home $300, $400 a week. Now you have that extra $600 incentive to not even want to go to work. Small businesses are failing. People are failing out there because in our federal government don't give a shit about it. Exactly. And well, not only that, breaking the fourth wall. That's not the only thing for that. And that's actually, we'll go to that now. Okay. That is going to give them 2 more seats that Republicans will never get. So it's more about a power grab than it is to get things through. It is a complete power grab to have the complete control. The more seats that the Democrats can get in the Senate, the more that they know exactly what you, and they won't stop at anything. There'll be nothing to be able to stop them, because if like I was saying with all these things, all right, with the Georgia voter law, if you don't have to prove that you are legally eligible to vote, to be able to cast a ballot in the United States, let's just say I go to vote. They've already brought in one illegal who now, if the things go the way that they want, that one illegal cancels out my vote. Now they bring in 2. Not only did they cancel my vote by having a vote that can go against me, so it's 1 and 1, they now have that extra vote. You guys, this is nothing more than part of the complete power grab, the complete having complete and total control from now on. And think back. When Biden was asked, do you think that you'll run against Trump in 2024? Biden's quick, snap response, and a lot of people didn't catch it. If there's a Republican Party, then I don't think there will. Do you? That right there showed that part of their agenda is to completely get rid of the party that battles against them. Yeah, exactly, Brian, and that's absolute bullshit. Now let's just get off of that stuff, because it's I don't have much time. I got to get ready to go to work here soon. But okay, everybody. When I got out of work last night, I'm sitting here thinking, because I want to talk about what's going on with Russia and the Ukraine, what's going on with China and Thailand. But I got thinking, yes, that is something we need to keep an eye on, because as them being our allies, it is a place that we will be getting troops on the ground if things go the wrong way in them situations. But now here's my whole quick take. How long has it been since we've been out of Vietnam? You guys, I'm 52 years old. I was born towards the end of the Vietnam War. How long has it been since we've been out of Germany? My mother is 21 years older than me, and she was born in Germany at the end of World War II. Because my father was a member of the Big Red One. My grandmother was a German citizen. They got together during the war. My mother was born in Germany before the end of World War II. Now think about this. Biden saying, I'm going to take the troops out of Afghanistan. We've been in Germany since World War II. We have been in South Vietnam since the end of the Vietnam War. We've been in Korea since the end of the Korean War. We've been in Japan since the end of World War II. You guys, once we enter into a major conflict or a major war, We have troops stationed there at all times. And with the way that things are going in Iraq and us constantly having soldiers taken down on that military base, I don't see us coming out of Afghanistan. I don't see us coming out of the Middle East at all. Because you think about it, we're talking 60 years, 70 years in some cases, 50 years that we still have troops on the ground on military bases. Now, what other countries have military bases spread all over the fucking world? Do we have any German military bases here in America? Do we have any Chinese ones? Do we have any Russian ones? Do we have a military complex of any sort here in America? Yeah, Brian. Actually, my father was stationed in Germany at the end of Vietnam because I did kindergarten, first and second grade over in Germany. I lived there for 4 years. We moved there before I got into school. And that is right where I started to do my education, was in Germany. And when we got back to America, I was a straight A student. I was, but I was advanced to the way that they do it here in America. And they kept me back to retrain me. Think about that, you guys. A second grade kid, they kept them back to retrain them, to reprogram them to doing the schoolwork the American way. Oh, he was there from 65 to 67. Yeah, see, I was born in 1969, so like I said, that's just something I wanted to touch on. So for Biden to say he's going to pull the troops out of Afghanistan, I don't see it happening. We entered the Middle East, I do believe it was 1987. Operation Desert Storm or whatever it was, a bunch of kids that I went to school with got straight out of high school and right over there. Bonk. So I know that's been going on since the late 80s. We're talking 30 years already, man. But yeah, like I said, I've got to get eat, shower, get ready to go into work tonight. Happy 76er. So everybody, thanks for coming in. I'm going to try, depending on how things go, I'm going to try to put out videos on my days off. Well, either on the weekends just before I go into work, or try to do a live stream at night on my days off, because I have to go into work. And I work till close. Like this morning, I didn't get out till just after midnight. Yesterday, I didn't get out till 12:30 in the morning. By the time I get home, take a shower, eat, and everything, next thing I know, the sun's coming up. So we'll leave this here. Everybody, stay safe, stay alert, and always do things the way they work best for you. Thank you.